Anyway, I'm going live. Live on Flat Earth British, day one on the Flat Earth British tour on the Martin Leaker channel. Maria just done a beautiful cleansing. I'm afraid you missed that, but it was a fantastic occasion. We have Jade up over there, who is Future of the Past, who has organised this with me, and fantastic. Thanks so much, Jade. Yeah, this wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And look, this day, there's Brian Evans, backing boy. My son Lawrence Leaker, Flat Earth British's son, who is Welsh Dragon Metals. I almost forgot your name then, Law. There's Ellie in the heads, with double flat thumbs. And there's Tony and the brother whose name's Joe H. From now on. Can't remember. Tony H.
Jason.
Fucking yeah, Jason.
Flat thumbs.
I don't know you. Rob. And my druid brother, who said super fantastic. So that's so far. People are going to gather. We just put our favourite crystals out on this standing. This actually an altar, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I hope it's not a sacrificial altar that anything got killed on in the past. You know. It's good energy now, but I was feeling that before. You know, something might have happened on it. It's an unusual slab anyway. There's stuff underneath it. There's tool marks below there. So what's all that about?
See, it could be like Paul Cook is here with the
There you are.
banks. Did you see that one? When was it on? Wish I didn't have a brain like I said. Like.
Do you know what? I was going to it's going to be sunny today. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yes,
Brian, do me a favour, hold there. Flat British me. You're going to do it with one hand. Let's crank this up.
Yeah.
So let me have a check at the time. A minute. It's like people not everyone's
hang on, 4:20.
4:20 is every minute though, isn't it?
Exactly.
So yeah, the party's already started. That's it, you'll see me. And when everyone gathers, we're going to get off on our journey.
I think there's a notification from Flat Earth British on my phone.
Is there? That
I think so.
The thing is, it's still early in the morning. I've pinched your light at you, Matthew.
No problem. Keep it. No worse than the other one anyway.
I can keep it. So yeah, let me get this cranked up.
I was going to bring my zipper, but I forgot it.
And we
I
will
brought the
amplify
case.
myself, so all of Cardiff can hear me.
Good.
Because it would be selfish not to share this experience
That's right.
with the people of my fair city. Miserable bastards. What? Listen, honesty's not popular, I'm finding, in this realm. Yo! Yow!
Oi, oi!
Oggy, oggy, oggy! Double flat thumbs. See, I'm not a fucking hologram, I'm real. No, I'm not extra mental, I'm extra mental. Extra mental.
Laugh.
Okay. So that smudging stick is going to burn right through, but that's all right. If there's a fire, just shout fire. Let me see you boys. What's happening?
How are you?
Is this on?
Neil.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Oxo, why is that?
Is this on? I don't know. Is it on? I don't know.
We're not that big, Oxo.
Yeah. Oi, oi!
Oh my days. Ross shit the bed. Ross!
Look at this bug over here, look.
You just missed that cleansing ceremony. It was
Oh
beautiful.
no!
The Indiana Jones.
Wow.
Right,
Oh,
you're from Leslie. How are you, pal?
Oh no, how to meet you? Yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah.
I just got to crank the mic up.
Not too bad, man. Vadre,
Excellent.
yeah.
Brian doing a cracking job with that.
Oh, I'm useless with these. You better take it off me before I drop it, Matt,
I'm
honestly.
not designating you filmer or anything. Go on, eh? Is that yours? Oh, that'd be brilliant. So, everyone, Rossi is here as well. Hi, guys. I'm afraid I can't see you in chat because the thing side's on a minute.
Showed me how to do my Samsung phones.
Well, this is an iPhone, so I'm not sure what was going to be going on. No. No, thanks.
It won't fit my big phone.
Oh, that's perfect.
Pull that down.
No, it's not. There you are.
Everyone's been dropping them, see, that's where you got.
somebody, you know who that is, don't you? Mellage, Mel. She's parking a car, so we have to wait for her anyway. Okay? Right, I need a spliff. Move it up a bit, all I can see is me. It's like my nothingness.
We'll find out.
I crank my microphone up there, you'll get it.
There you are. Super fantastic crate. Let's put that up a bit because you can't see shit. Just hold it that way. There you are.
How's that?
Yeah, that's me.
Sorted.
The thing is, it's not holding straight this lot. Do you want to use my... Did you bring my... I brought my selfie stick with me. And it's not wobbly.
Yeah. It's last minute this was. I thought, oh.
You're better off just holding the phone.
Oh, I am. I got
All
it.
right, I know that. I know that.
Yeah. I got mine tethered. Look.
Will you hold this for me, Jace? You seem to be a good designated person for holding stuff. Matthew! Will you hold that for me?
There we go.
Thank you. It's live on Flat Verse. Come up by here so we can hear that. Rossi.
I got a terrible thing. I got a terrible habit drop in.
I bought a camera as well. But you
I'm
got
not
three
doing
oh,
Lucky boy.
hello, hi. Morning. How are you?
How you feel? I'm Matthew, by the way.
Matthew.
Sorry, yeah. I got all that.
What's your handle on the FEB?
Matthew.
Yes, Matthew.
Matthew Davis, yeah.
I'll say
Thank you, Brian. I always see you.
yeah, before.
Same here, Brian. Same here, Brian. Yep.
No echo.
No echo. One, two. Okay, that's not too loud, is it? 1, 2. Okay, Flat of British Tour, first time in history. Pure start today. We're going to heal the whole of the Great British Isles, is what we're going to do. The place is a real mess at the moment, so it's in drastic need of people help. That would be us. Okay, it doesn't seem anyone else is taking part in this reality. So what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to do something super fantastic. We're going to have a brilliant time. We're going to enjoy every single moment. We're going to network. We're going to meet friends. We're going to have fun. And what we're going to do is we're going to shine our lights. Okay, we're going to shine our lights and we're going to show everyone how people really are, because they seem to have forgotten. Okay, so we're going to bring the love and we're going to change the whole place. Okay, there'll be an aura of Flat of British loveness around us all. And when we go through the tour, everyone's going to be noticing our aura. Okay, so we just had a beautiful cleansing process, which you just missed, I'm afraid, with Maria, who sung like an absolute angel, healed us all before we even started, and to get us on a fantastic buzz. So there's a fair few of us have turned up. I'm absolutely buzzing. I want to thank Jade, who organised this, who will be here now. Don't be embarrassed. So guys, yeah, so we're going to go on a tour. Later on we'll have a Reveille. Then we're going to chuck down to Cardiff Bay later and take a look at the mud flooders, end the evening, and then probably just like party and have fantastic times. Over your house for a split. My house was split. You can get about. Can't swing a cat in my place, but I guess something will happen. So yeah, Ross, would you join me, please? Also, we got famous YouTuber, okay, British Hidden Histories, Ross, who's joined us, come all the way from the far north of Cardiff, the valleys. Okay, to come and join us.
Hello, Walt, yeah.
Come here, my brother. Oh, so Ross, let me introduce Ross. Hidden Histories was the leading voice in King Arthur subjects.
Oh, right, that's an introduction, isn't it?
Well, it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think like most people saw me last night, I think, from the saying hello to everyone.
You're getting
Wait, hang on. It's not like me to have technical issues, is it? Hello to you. I don't need a microphone, do I? Here we are. All right, it's working. Okay, anyway. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, what I'm going to do is this is a really important part which no one realises. It's not signposted anything. This whole area is immensely important historically, and for reasons you might not realise. So over here is where we're going to wander over to. You can see the Blackfriars is marked out. Well, there's a couple of very mysterious graves there. We're going to talk about those and who they are. And the other thing, while you're here to look at, try and get my bearings exactly. Right, you can see at the moment the River Taff running under the bridge there. Well, the Taff used to, it's been redirected. When they built the big train station back in 1870, something like that, don't quote me on that date, when they put the great big Cardiff Central train station, they diverted the river. Now the river used to go down what is now Westgate Street, and you can see things there like there's Go Late House and stuff like that. What used to happen is the river used to run up to the Roath, and there's a dock in Roath which people don't realise. So the boat was set off from Roath and come down here, and if you're going late, if you're running late, you could run on and you could jump on the boat there in Westgate Street. So that was why it's called Go Late. Now the other side of the Taff, it would split at the top of this area, and that bit would go round there to where the castle is, join the moat, and there's talk at the moment they're going to bring that back up again, because at the moment the river goes underground and it comes back out by Churchill Way.
Yeah.
Have you
And
heard
they're
of-
going to lift up
Yeah.
Churchill Way again.
Yeah, they're going to open up the river again so you can see.
Very more history, isn't
Pardon?
it? Very more history.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
you come
more
back.
history. Yeah.
So what the effect was, with the original route, and you can see this on old maps, there's old maps from the 1680s and even more recent, this area that we're on now was an island. This is the island. And this, originally, is the area, the island of Avalach. You are standing on it right now. This is the most holy parts of the whole world, and it's not mentioned at all. So, when we have a situation where, you know the stories when, after the crucifixion, Joseph, Arimathea, and the birth of Christianity, when they came to Britain, and they say all that was in Glastonbury and everything, that's incorrect. The first Glastonbury church wasn't founded until 900 odd. It was almost 1,000 years late. It's one of these huge scams. It's 1,000 years. How could he get away with this? It was all debunked. It's the modern term debunked with the internet hundreds of years ago. It was known to be a scam back in the 14 and 1500s, and still the story persists. That Glastonbury's the place. It was actually Glastonbury, and that's up the Severn, up towards Warwickshire. But the main place of interest for the early Christianity starting, and Joseph Arimathea, was around here. So you can see, you see the videos on my channel, there's a place called Llan Ilid. Ilid is the crucial name, because Joseph Arimathea, he was known as Ilid. That's his Welsh name. So it might be of Galilee, Ilid, or something like that. Depends how he derived the name exactly. So a lot of the places you see around South Wales called Llan Ilid, like my scarf which I just took off, I was going to have my prop. My one prop just took it off. Like Llan Ilid Vardra, and it's Llan Ilid Vawr, which is called Llantwit Major and Llantwit Vardra. Some of those might actually be named after Ilid, and the name is superimposed on top. But the important thing for today is, as well as realising this is the island of Avalach, I'll just give a little introduction before we wander over there, because that's what I want to really show you the gravestone, and you can see it yourself. Is that, sorry, I lost my train a second then. Yeah, the important thing there, when we come to this island, the stories, a lot of these stories come from someone called Maelgwn. And it's another one of these histories that's been twisted. Because people go Maelgwn and think, Maelgwn Gwynedd, this is the North Walian Maelgwn. He was the king of Gwynedd, and from all those stories. But the Maelgwn who laid down the history, he's from Llandaff, he's from this area. And this area is very important. And you'll see Llandaff Cathedral, just up the Taff there, if you follow that up, not very far at all. That's the site of the world's first cathedral. For some reason, Llandaff Cathedral says it was founded in 450 odd. It's got records back to 170. That's what we're talking about. Llan Ilid, the church over towards Bridgend Way, which has a crow flies about all the roads, not very far, that's probably founded about 50 AD. So we're not just talking the first in Britain, it's the first anywhere in the world. And the Christianity went from here to Rome when Caradoc was captured and betrayed by the tribe at the Liverpool area. So it went the other way. The general story is they met Paul over there and brought it back, but no, it went the other way. And the palace, the Britannicum palace that they lived in Rome, that became the centre for the early Christianity. And you can see that still to this day. All the skulls there, all the early Christian martyrs, is still venerated as Pudentia's church, one of the first Christians. And all these people, if you get your Bible and look at 2 Timothy, you'll see a letter there. And the people listed in the letter are from the British royal family. For example, Linus. Linus, who's the son of Caradoc, was in Rome, started Christianity. So you can follow all this up, you know, it's all well recorded. So this area, like I say, this is the Avalath, the island. So this would have been where you had the monks with their priory. This would have been agricultural. Avalath would be a reference to the apple trees as well. And this would be the fertile area, completely surrounded by water. And if you go to the old maps, what's now called Queen Street, which is a meaningless name, goes all the way back to, I gotta get this right now, haven't I? Crockerton, it's a long old name, Crockerton Street. Anyway, this used to be the main run through here. This is the way in and out of Cardiff, all right? It's changed a lot since Victorian times, really. So what we see over there then is that this Malgan I was telling you about, he's confused with Malgan of Gwynedd, but it can't possibly be him. If you look at the dates, and he died of the plague, which is supposed to have hit, or yellow fever, which hit about 550s. Malgan of Gwynedd was elected King of Gwynedd in 580, 25 years after he's supposed to have died. This is the mess it's here, all right? Yeah. So that's a nice trick if you can pull it off, but I don't think Malgan did. And if you look at Malgan's family tree, his father was Tudrig. Does anyone know who Tudrig was? Right, well, Tudrig is, he's the grandfather of Arthur II. So Tudrig's son is Myrig. Myrig was first buried over Lander Cathedral. Then you got Arthur. So effectively, the person who talked about Malgan was the uncle of Arthur II, right? So that's all part of the British royal family, which is written completely out of history, and it's obvious why. If you've got a royal family sitting on the throne, if you're being very generous, they can trace back to 1066. And then you've got another alive and well British royal family, which can date back to about 500 BC. Predates about 1,500 years. And Glamorgan and Gwent, that was never defeated, it was never legally captured. It's just been kind of annexed and assumed to be a part of England. That's why there's no dragon or anything on the British flag. Technically, this part of the world is still uncontested, if you like. It's like occupied territory.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a bit of an aggressive way of putting it.
The Normans.
Pardon?
The Normans, they come over and they said their history, not ours.
Yeah, the Normans came as well. I don't think the Normans got as far as we think either. This is nobody's bizarre concepts. If you read the stories, like there's a castle down in West Wales, which is bizarre. You got a blue plaque outside. One part of it explains how the Normans captured the castle. Yeah. And the other half explains how the Normans built the castle.
Well, that's a Norman keep.
So,
That's a Norman keep.
yeah, this is supposed to be more messy.
Well, William the Conqueror's, William the Bastard, who imprisoned in it, apparently.
Yes, Rufus, wasn't it?
Rufus.
They built it and lost it and captured it.
So it's a single situation where one plaque it says how they built a castle and they captured a castle. So I don't know if they got one bunch of lads laying the bricks as fast as they can and the other one's trying to climb over it. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't work, does it?
No, it don't make
Ridiculous.
sense. And all no cranes in.
And the whole thing with this as well. I mean, this is supposed to. Pardon?
No cranes. Oh, they lifting them, like,
Yes.
Were they going, lifting them there?
Oh well. While we, as we're here, I wasn't going to go into this too much, but this as a nice interesting introduction here. Do you know why Cardiff? Why Cardiff is called Cardiff? Where the name Cardiff
It's a
comes from?
mystery, isn't it? It's supposed to be a Roman general.
Well, it's supposed to be Didius, yeah. It's a day
Didius,
fort, and it's,
yeah.
everything's Roman, everything's Roman. But if you look at Cardiff, Caer being their fortress or settlement, and Dydd is the old Welsh verb dyddio, which is to make an agreement, a truce. So what we seem to have happened is that you had the initial attempts by the Romans to invade Wales, and they couldn't do it. They fought for decades after decades. Around about 91, so they're supposed to come over around about 45, start fighting the Welsh 60s, 70s, still fighting in the 90s. Maybe they got some success. They've got theories about Caerleon and who the second legion was. It might have been a British legion, not Roman at all. But leaving that aside, it was ungovernable. And if you think about it, the whole concept's ridiculous. You know what Wales is like? If you go up into the beacons and all these areas, up into the valleys and the hills, it's a pretty vast landscape. And somehow a few thousand blokes in sandals are supposed to have dominated all that. I mean, it's just impossible.
I know.
It's just impossible. Even like you think about Afghanistan and that, they're going in with tanks and helicopters and aeroplanes and everything, they still can't keep the place down. And it seems like they're having a similar nightmare in Wales. And I would say the north of England, fighting was still going on to the 90s. Now, just to touch, do you want to go a bit more on this?
Well, let me just touch upon
Yeah,
that
go on,
a
yeah.
second.
So yeah, this castle you see behind me is supposed to cover like 3 timescales from Roman to Norman to the Victorian era. And this palace, if you like, in the background here, is designed by an architect, one of the famous of the most famous in the Victorian era, Burgess. Now, if you try and find a photograph of this being built, and it's supposed to be around in the 1850s, so photographs exist in this period when this is being built. And the same for all of the mud flooders in Cardiff. Try and find a photograph online of any of this being built, you will not find anything. And it's made in like a pre-Raphaelite style. This inside is absolutely fantastic inside this building, right? But it's supposed to be like the guy who, it was a Scotsman who built it. It's basically the Marquis of Bute. We're in his park now, and he stated that the park itself would be given to the people of Cardiff, never to be built on, which fits right in the right, you know, with what Ross is proposing as why. And it just literally goes for miles to the north of Cardiff, separating it into a beautiful countryside. And also, he gave Cardiff Castle to the people as well, but it was hijacked by Cardiff City Council. Now you have to pay to get in, which is always what I contest when I get to the doors. So hang on, this has been given free by Marquis of Bute. So yeah, there's many timescales, but nothing fits in there. I've been there 1,000 times. You know, this thing here, this circular building in the middle, it's got a moat around it. It just looks like some sort of pump house or some sort of device to me myself. And you know, these are just narratives. You know, words do not make things reality in a history book. In history books, it's just a chronology of royal families, their battles, which I tried to find these battles, and none of them are there ever. Battle of Hastings, Battle of Bosworth, I tried to find 2 years ago, just not there. So that's what we're doing. We're uncovering the real history, and what Ross is saying, there's enough evidence. This is the real situation. This is the Scot. And you know, this is important work. You know, this is like literally bringing out the real history. And you know, where is this happening? You know, this is fantastical stuff. It's just magical stuff. So thank you, Ross. If you want to say anything else, we're going to be moving off shortly. I'm waiting for someone else to turn up. I don't know where they're going.
Just going to quickly just finish off on that one. So if we go with, so you've got Cardiff, the place of the agreement, and as Martin's saying, I'm increasingly discovering, I've come from a completely different direction to Martin, just to explain. I think it's with some books. It's ridiculous not to be able to challenge that and look at
That's
it.
a bit like reporters today, isn't it? Stay in the house, look up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he didn't have the internet or anything. No, he just basically, for whatever reasons, he could write whatever he liked. And everything has to fit within that, and that's the problem. You have this paradigm, and this is why I think academics are